Okay, surprise, surprise. It's the second episode of Geek Speak. I'm here with my main man, the Infinity War monster. His name is Marcus. How you doing, Mark?
Good. How are you, sir?
Awesome, awesome. It's good to be back after a couple of weeks. I know in those couple of weeks we had some things going on, and we're going to report on that stuff. We're going to talk about everything, bring you up to date on all the things that we can think of to bring you into the realm of geekdom, if you will, or whatever. One thing, let's start off with some headline news, if you will. Just this past, I believe, Thursday, maybe, it was confirmed that the Bad Batch has been redone for a second season, and which is great. I think it's a great show. I know you agree. Filoni's doing a fabulous job with that. For a cartoon, it's better than a lot of live action that's out there, believe it or not. So if you haven't caught up with the Bad Batch, you got 1 week left. The finale, part one, was this past week. Part two is next Friday, and then it's done for until season two. But it's definitely worth going back and watching. I think it's is it 14 or 15 episodes that it ended up being?
I think so. I think 15. Yeah.
Right. So excellent stuff. We won't do too many spoiler alerts, but it's going to be interesting what Filoni is going to do with Crosshair. For those of you who have been catching up on it, and where they left it was pretty intense on. Now, is it not Camino, and now they're saying pronounced it a different way? I thought it was the Camino in the Attack of the Clones movie.
Yeah, it was Camino.
And one of the characters on there keeps saying something that I can't. He was saying it wrong. I can't even remember how he said it, but it was saying Camino differently. So
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
No big deal. But so yeah, interesting with some of the main characters. Omega, what's who actually. Is she for real, or whatever? Of course, the main character is a Bad Batch, and you're working on a Wrecker helmet, right?
Yeah, I'm printing Wrecker's helmet, 3D printing it as we speak. It's only a $1,700 print. So I'm doing one big piece, and it's got support elements, so it's like a lot of wasted plastic, but you have to have it to support, when it goes up. So
sure. So about how long does it take when you started that till that's going to be finished? I mean, completely finished. All the stuff you got to do to it.
This helmet, else. I would say a couple of weeks. Hopefully, I have it done before I go to Dragon Con. Yeah, it's just something I'm doing. Yeah, I may or may not make the entire armor. I mean, I got a 3D print file, but I'd have to figure out how to separate it because my bed's only so big, and and stuff like that. So some of the other stuff I had, my bigger stuff from my Mandalorian, I'm looking at. That's why I keep looking straight ahead. I'd send off to Indiana because they had a bigger printer bed. They did it for me. So,
speaking of, I meant to throw this up there when we talked about the Bad Batch. There they are. Those are the guys that are mainly the main players in the Bad Batch, the characters, if you will. And for those of you who don't know, at first they were saying they just had a mutation of the genetic code of the main.
Right. 99.
Now is it coming out? Did they do it on purpose, or was that just a theory? Who knows? Were they meant for something else? Blah blah blah. A lot of storylines going on there, but basically they don't really go down the line of following the Order 66 order from Attack of the Clones. These guys they're bad because they're good, if you will, or whatever. They have too much good thoughts in them. They had some kind of what was that chip called that they were taking out? The not the retainer chip, but something that made them follow orders, and they
it's kind of like
babies out.
I think it was called like retainer detention chip or reprogrammed something to that effect.
Right, kept them from doing things they didn't want to do, blah blah blah, or kept them from not complying. So they got rid of them. Good stuff, good story. I've enjoyed it, and I really tried to enjoy other things animated wise in the Star Wars that I had never really was soaking it in, but this is being done really well. So I stayed with it every Friday, and it's been great from the beginning. So looking forward to next week, and then some months until we get into towards the end of the year. We're flying.
Yeah, we'll be in a show hole.
Yeah, it's like is Book of Boba Fett coming sometime? Is Obi-Wan, I believe, for some first of the year?
Still in pre-production. Everything's in production. So,
and Mandalorian season 3 is coming, and there's a lot of things in the mix all piling in. So,
yeah, we don't know if Gina's coming back or what's going on. Is Kennedy going to stay if her contract is not? Yeah, her contract expires this month, and
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you're a background noise, it's my macaws because they can hear me in the other room.
Right, right. Marcus has some pretty beautiful birds. I was at his house a few weeks ago, and I've never seen a macaw. I didn't know what a macaw was, but looking at it, I recognized what it is. Didn't know what it was named. But your typical, what most people I think would say is a parrot, but it's not exactly the same thing. But it's huge.
Well, they
It's
are
got to
yeah,
be
parrots. Yeah, they're all
right,
parrots, if you will. But yeah,
right.
if
The parrot
you
family.
yeah, just picture a pirate and that kind of parrot. So
Exactly. The kind of the white, the dark circles that go
yep.
around the white of the end, but beautiful colors. And these things are gargantuan. I mean, they're big. And he had it on his shoulder a little bit ago. But,
Oh, Boba. Yeah,
yeah, that's
he
a
took off.
little.
I don't know where he went.
So he's got some the wild animal kingdom out there, and he's got a dog that just if you ever thought you were going to come in and steal into this guy's stuff, think again because that dog will. Nobody will know you were there. But
Don't forget the attack cats. Yeah, they may sleep on you. So.
yeah, no doubt. I got plenty of stuff like that. So another news, just talked the other day. I read an article on it. For those of you who recognize this man, maybe if he was draped in green with horns, he might look more
glorious
and older. Tom Hiddleston, it says he has been cast as a young Palpatine in an upcoming Disney Plus series. That's all they gave us, so we have no idea what it's about. Obviously, with Palpatine, it's gonna now whether it talks into who, what was the guy's name, Plagueis. When he told that
Plagueis the Wise, yes.
Yeah, when he told that story, we all presume he's talking about himself was the apprentice to Plagueis and knocked him off. That's
right.
why I always thought from it.
Yeah, he's the one that killed Plagueis. Yeah.
So is that where that's coming from? Are they going back that far, or is it? Who knows? It's going to be somehow connected to the Skywalker universe because it's Palpatine. But in what way they're going to do that? Who knows? No idea who's involved in production and creation. We can only cross our fingers and pray and hope that it's Filoni and Favreau or somebody under their wings.
I'm looking around. Sorry, Boba's up there. He flew in and went right around. I'm like, is he behind my chair or is he at? So he's back on the door. Sorry.
Awesome. So we have that to look forward to. I think as much as all the other Star Wars things, a lot of Marvel things have been hitting this year and the year before, but now we're looking to be somewhat getting into by at least 2022, the beginning of what should be at least 2 or 3 things hitting. Is what they're telling us in the Star Wars universe with Obi-Wan coming out sometime. Mandalorian Season 3 is in production. That should be hitting sometime next year. And then, are we going to have, I believe, supposedly next year is supposed to be Andor, which I'm looking forward to. That's kind of a Rogue One, spin out of that universe, which is, of course, the movie between 3 and 4, if you will, all about the plans to the Death Star and all that. So, more local news here. We had just a couple weeks ago, which is one of the reasons we didn't have a show a couple weeks ago, was Gem City Comic Con. If you live in the Dayton area, you know Dayton area is in Gem City. I can honestly say I didn't know we had this, or I might have planned something to be more involved, and I think I will look to do that next year to try to help them get the word out, because obviously Mark will tell you that if you don't know how much word getting out they really did for this, but Mark did go both days. It was a Friday and a Saturday. It was a weekend a couple weeks ago, and had a good time. So Mark, tell us all about what you were doing and what you saw at Gem City Comic Con.
Well, I mean, traditionally Comic Cons are, of course, comic books. Comic books are, I would say, coming back, but you're still still a collector thing for comic books. So that's always the main focus. And there's a lot of vendors, a lot of vintage toys, Star Wars toys, and other genre. Of course, we had 2 fan tables, the Rebel Legion and then the 501st Legion, which is the Ohio Garrison and the Apollo base. But the Mandos were also there, and we had made a jail that we call Bounty Hunt. What you do is you come up, you pay $1 or $2, I think, and you put a bounty on somebody. You get a physical description of that person, and then a character will go out, Stormtrooper, Mandalorian, whoever the case is, and they go out and find that person. They have this badge they wear around their neck. And they haul them back to the jail. Now, they can bond out right away if they just want to match wherever the person put the bail on, or you can sit there or just stand there for 5 minutes inside the jail. So it's all for charity. We did Shoot a Trooper. It's always good when a stormtrooper gets in there, and these kids they're kind of maniacal. They either go for headshots chronically or goes right for the cod piece.
Oh man.
So, but it's like $1 for 5 shots.
Is it like paintball or what are you shooting?
Nerf guns.
Okay,
Yeah, Nerf guns. So yeah, we're no do paintball, but Nerf guns, good time. I have no idea how much money we raised, but we always do that. And then speaking of, you and I were talking off there. We got Cincinnati Comic Con coming up, Comic Expo they called it, at the third week of September, and we'll be down there with the fan tables again. One event we're going to have, which we always have, is called the Trench Run. These guys have devised this thing looks exactly like the trench in their Death Star. They got this little X-wing that goes down, and I've never operated it myself, but it goes off just like the X-wing is going for the port, to launch the torpedoes. So, what else?
Is that like a digital video thing you said?
No, physical. It is handmade physical thing they did.
Oh wow!
Yeah, with wire and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, it's really intricate. Probably have our speeder bikes down there. We have some prop speeder bikes. Probably the Wampa Cave again, where you go like this, but then you invert the picture. It looks like you're hanging in the Wampas. What else? Bluegrass Garrison are probably bringing their dewback. They made a life-size dewback, and just there, and they have a sand trooper propped on top of it.
Right.
What else?
501st show up, or
the Ohio Garrison 501st show up, and then the Rainbow Legion, the Apollo base show up, then the Mandalorians show up, and what's cool is we get other garrisons show up as well, other groups from Indiana, from Kentucky, from sometimes from Michigan, some from West Virginia, some so they all come. Hopefully now some better guests. Katie Sackhoff was supposed to be there, but she had to cancel. Yeah, she's shooting her show.
Mandalorian 3.
Well, I thought it was Mando, but evidently the show she's on, it's on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's a
sci-fi show.
Yeah, it's not Expanse. I can't remember what it's called, but
no, it's not the Expanse. It's something else. Yeah,
but yeah,
I tried watching it.
Yeah, she'll be shooting it during that time, so she can't make it. But what's cool is, and the one I'm going to soon, matter 23 days, Dragon Con, Tricia Helfer is going to be there.
Okay.
If you maybe she played the Cylon Red 5 or Cylon 5 or whatever, and she's also
the blonde, right?
The blonde, right? She's also in Lucifer as the goddess. Basically Lucifer's mom.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Lucifer, so I'm looking forward to that. I was looking really forward.
She was excellent in Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. Excellent. That her and the guy is Baltar. That stuff was working.
He's going to be there too. He'll be there. Really? The guy plays Baltar.
Okay.
Let me see. There'll be a couple other cast members. I think the one that played the one for Starbuck, the love interest of Starbuck. They both had the same tattoos. What's that actor name? I can't remember. I don't think it's Jamie Barber, but
the original Starbuck from the TV show.
No, the spinoff.
Well, that was
Kate Sackhoff was in, right? The second one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, there's going to be a couple. So people come at the Battlestar Galactica reunion.
Oh, okay.
But we just got announced.
That's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Yeah, okay.
But it just got announced that some of the cast from The Boys will be there.
Okay, that's Amazon.
Yep.
Amazon comic,
right.
Kind of an adult comic show.
Yes, very
adult. For those that haven't watched it, don't put the kids in the popcorn.
Not. No, that's not for the kids. But it is
probably one of the neatest things about that show. The very first episode, when I can't remember the character, but basically like the Flash. There's some guy's out with his girlfriend that he just walked out of a place downtown somewhere and getting ready to step off the curb, and then this Flash guy goes by and just rips through her body. It's just a mutilated body everywhere.
He's standing there holding her hand.
And it's like, I've always wondered, how do these humans, when a Flash grabs somebody and they're running with them, how do they survive? Because they're not their body is the same as So that kind of brings it back down to earth a little bit on, hey, this could happen if all that was really happening. But yeah, that was, I thought, that was pretty neat scene to open. That's kind of the beginning, I think, of the very first episode.
Yeah, right at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. But so it should be a great convention. Half the attendance, I mean, the attendance in 2019 was like 80,000 people.
Wow.
So they're thinking about 45 this year. They're not selling Saturday memberships, which is the biggest day for attendees.
Okay.
But it should be a good time.
Is it a week long or like 4 or 5 days?
It is 5 days.
5 days, okay. Just out of curiosity, Cincinnati Expo, what would something like that cost to go to, either for one day or a weekend, or do you even know?
Just buy another weekend pass. You can get a weekend pass for the total of $61.
Okay.
For a weekend pass, yeah. I just bought one for my daughter. She wanted to go, so.
Nice.
So yeah, like I said, as far as guests, that's great. One thing, but it's great to see the costumes and see the people, and like I said, the vendors and comic board artists. That's what these comic book conventions are about. Right. Are the artists,
right.
independent artists from Ohio and around, So
back when Revenge of the Sith came out on theaters, I went and saw it at the Arena District Theater up in Columbus. That really big, reserve seating before it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And they had an R2D2, a Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, all in the lobby of this place, and they had some local breeded artistry. And there's one guy, and he had written these couple of comic books for Star Wars. He illustrated them. So I bought them and had him sign them, and I got him in a box of all my other stuff because you just never know. I might have to look him up. For all I know, it was Dave Filoni, but
No, it could have been Joe Caroni, actually. I don't know I have his stuff. Matter of fact, I just got this from Joe at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. He's a Lucasfilm artist. And awesome. This is, of course, I wanted Gina, Gina. But this is the Mandalorian I'm working on right now, the heavy infantry guy. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's Joe's art. He just did that, and then another print because they did San Diego Comic-Con online. Right. So I bought another print of his. I haven't opened it up yet. I really have no room for it. But anyway, it was only like $15. So I'm like, all right, sure.
Oh, awesome.
So I got online and got it pretty quick. So
cool. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can make an appearance at the Cincinnati one for sure, because I work down there and live in Dayton, so it's not like it's hard to get to. So
no,
but I've never been. But honestly, for me, it would be incredible to go because I haven't been around other than maybe once or twice any of those, like you call them, garrisons. So for people who haven't been to these things, if the headlining names aren't the big names that you hope for, but either way, seeing people. To see these people and the costumes that they pay for and they make is incredible. I mean, when anybody sees your Wookiee costume, they're going to immediately think you were actually in one of the movies.
Originally, we started out doing conventions as the group, as 501st. I've been member since 2005. They used to let us come as attendees to do security. Like, we got a stormtrooper, $1,000 stormtrooper costume, guard the door and tell somebody they can't go. So, go anywhere. So we finally started to say, no, we'll do a fan table. We're not going to do security for you. Right. So, just off the top of my head, my Vader's worth about $5,000. The Wookiee's worth about $4,000. So these are expensive costumes. So when people think, oh, you guys are paid to be here. No, we're not. We're doing this on our own. These are our costumes and our love for for Star Wars. And when you get some little kid, I had to catch myself, that wants to start hitting on you or something like that because they're and the parents aren't around. You break character and say, kid, if you don't quit hitting me, I'm gonna slap you across the head, or something. And say it in Darth Vader's voice, of course. But yeah, for the most part, people do respect it, and it's pretty amazing on people. Can I take a picture? Yes, that's why we're in costume, so you can take a picture with us.
So kids that hit the characters, that's poop. We don't like that one.
That's poop. That's
poop emoji. So yeah, but it's a thrill. I went down on my birthday to Miamisburg a couple years ago, and they were playing Return of the Jedi for free, at their little theater they have there.
Yeah.
And some members of the 501st, I believe, were there.
Yeah.
And so I got my picture taken with the red and Imperial Guards.
Oh, Imperial Guard.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a couple of the captain-looking costumes. There was a Darth there, but he wasn't around when I was doing the selfies, so I didn't get a good Vader one. So that's a bucket list thing, But
it wasn't me, so it doesn't matter. So
exactly. So
I was recovering still.
So definitely, just to see that would be awesome, and not to mention, like you're saying, the artist stuff is excellent. You're going to see a lot of neat things there that you don't see in your stores at all. That's for sure. So it's worth going. So
some of the artists will. If you ask for something, some of the artists will draw you stuff right there.
Wow.
They'll just right in front of you. They'll draw whatever you want. So
that's amazing. So your first off is your next one on 22 something days is Dragon Con, and we're going to hopefully try to get some, if not live, I'll at least record it and play it live later, some live cut-ins, if you will, from Dragon Con.
Should be able to. I think the Marriott will have decent Wi-Fi, so right. We should be able to.
Basically, we'll test it out. If it doesn't work, then I just say take videos with your phones, and then when you get back, we'll play them. And
okay.
We'll do so it's either some or both. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both. Maybe we'll do some live stuff and some other stuff. We look forward to seeing the classic Spaceballs picture you're talking about, where you guys are
the stunt doubles.
But
it won't be. Yeah, it'll be Disney princesses. But yeah, we're
right.
Disney stunt or the Spaceballs stunt doubles. Yeah, so
right. That's kind of where you got the idea exactly. So
right.
Classic scene, obviously, and so that'd be interesting, and as well as just probably stuff that blows the imagination that you can't even think of, because I've never been to one. So
I'll tell you what, just get on YouTube and just punch in Dragon Con. You can see over the years and the costumes, and it's just it really is Geekapalooza. It's
right.
And there's little documentaries too about Dragon Con. What is it exactly? It's like people just like-minded people, kind of like our Star Wars clubs, that to get together and have a good time. And these costumes, we're talking people spend like year on their costumes. I mean, they're very intricate costumes. Everything from from Fallout to the other games. I mean, really intricate costumes. Yeah.
What's that huge game that
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, Warcraft. People have been playing that for years. So I'm sure
lots of
costumes
Warcraft. From that. Oh yeah.
Right. And I would expect by this time, if not already before, there'll be tons of Mandalorian things down there, because that's now been around.
I'm just going to count how many Loki's I see. That's going to be interesting. Now I'm getting a T-shirt. This is variant on the back and
nice
stuff like that. I was going to print the horns, but I decided not to. I'll just be a variant that way.
Speaking of your head, you got an Avengers Infinity War hat. You don't have to take it off if you don't want to, because of your headphones, but that's just not your run-of-the-mill hat you were showing me.
No,
there's some really neat stuff over there.
A friend of mine, this is a crew cap. And this cap, my wife gets upset when she thinks about it. But it cost me about $80. So Infinity War, this is all embossed, raised up. It's in gold. And then it's got 10th anniversary there. And it's got the Infinity Gauntlet on the back, because I do Thanos. And then this is really cool here. It's got the characters in there. So
nice.
But yeah, it wouldn't. Well, I didn't expect it to be that much. I guess at the park you can buy it for $50, but I have yet to get to Disney, so that's my plan next year is to go to Disney. So
yeah, ours too. So we need to be there at the same time. You never know. That's the kids, with the princesses, and me with the Star Wars world. Hopefully I can try to get a job, move. So yeah, cool hat, absolutely. You're working on your Mando heavy armor,
heavy infantry, right?
Heavy infantry. You got the gun. I know we talked about that before. So, do you have a time that you think, or on my calendar, when you think you want to dress up as Mando? When you think you'll have it all done and you're ready to go and you want to do it somewhere?
Well, I won't wait for my new boot to come in. My new Sharko boot I'll have permanently, and then. Because I get everything printed, everything's ready to go. I just gotta see how much I have to modify in the bottom calf. Right. But everything's done.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got the suit and everything over there. I got the shoulder, on a mannequin. I have the actual flight suit, and I got the shoulder armor, the bells, and the back plate on, and the
Okay.
belly plate. But yeah, no, I would say I don't know, maybe next couple of weeks before I go to Dragon Con, I'll do a test fit.
Oh, nice,
I
nice.
may wear it to Cincinnati Comic Con, and my friend of mine wants me to bring it down to Lexington. So let that
Okay.
be the first con to, because that's what you have to do. You have to trial run it. You have to wear it, see what falls off, see what needs modified. I
Right.
finally put a fan in my helmet, to keep it a little cool.
Sure.
But I mean, the good thing is the Mandalorian helmet's all open down here, so the air can go up in there. But
Okay.
as opposed to the Wookiee, if I really want to breathe, I'll open my mouth and the air comes in.
Okay.
For Vader, I have a fan in there, but I'm hoping that the air will come through the chin vent. So
Right. Right.
either way, you bake, and that's just a love of costuming.
So I know we talked about it at the last one. You're not taking Thanos to Dragon Con, but you are taking your Wookiee and Vader. I can't, no, you're not taking Vader. The
No,
captains.
I'm gonna take Wookiee. I'm taking the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Right. And
Um,
then the
uh,
captains or lieutenant or
my
from
Imperial officer.
yeah, Imperial officer.
Yeah,
Imperial
Imperial
officer.
officer.
Okay.
Yeah, general, whatever. Imperial officer. I'm taking Merida for the stunt doubles.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I've decided because next thing we're going to talk about is the Suicide Squad, the new
Oh
one.
yeah.
I'm doing me a makeshift King Shark. So
Uh-huh.
I bought me a shark head, the Step one, the mascot one. I got a gray sweatshirt and I got some oven mitts. And I'm gonna find some shorts and be King Shark.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great segue. So, out this past week, I think it hit Friday on
Yeah.
HBO Max and in
Yep.
theaters, was the Suicide Squad. We both watched it, and actually, we both loved it. And I was telling you, and offline earlier, that I really wanted to like the first one, which was Suicide Squad, and I really tried to. I'm like, because I'm a DC guy, I was very hesitant all these years on Marvel, and I finally just caved in and started watching and realized, you know what, I got to give them their due. These movies are awesome, and I wasn't more familiar with the characters other than Spider-Man and stuff. So I really wanted to like the first one, and I just didn't. I just didn't like it. There was a number of reasons why that I couldn't even tell you. I just didn't like it. So
Yeah,
this
scale
movie. Go
scale one
ahead.
to 10, I would give the first one a 6.5 because the
Yeah.
effects, whatever, and of course everybody loves Harley. So I mean, who wouldn't like seeing Margot Robbie and what she was barely wearing? So
Right, yeah, she was good. There was no doubt about that. And honestly, one of the things I had a problem with, I can admit, is as much as I like Will Smith, him in that role just didn't fit. He was,
oh yeah,
he's a
get shot.
hero.
Yeah,
So so getting to the new movie, I was thinking, my first thought was, okay, Birds of Prey went on. I didn't try to see that, and I know you had said you tried it and had to turn it off.
couldn't do it.
Right, and so here I am. Margot Robbie's in it again. I'm like, what are we doing here? Is this a reboot? Is this a redo? Is this a number two? What's going on? And so I watched it, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna hate it. I know I'm gonna hate it. And without being too much spoilers, about between 5 and 10 minutes of the beginning of the movie, something happens, and that's when I was like, okay, this isn't the movie I thought I was gonna see, because this wouldn't have happened. Now I'm intrigued, and other things go on, and I watched it all the way to the end, and it was a really, really good movie. It's not on par with Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever. But
No,
it is a really good movie. For DC, it's
yeah, a lot of
an
humor.
incredible movie compared to what they put out with.
Yeah,
But I did like the Snyder cut, and I was afraid I wasn't gonna like that.
yeah, I really enjoyed that too.
I was thinking, how much, 18 more seconds of Indiana Jones, but how much we talking here? But it really was a different movie, even though a lot
It
of
really
scenes,
was. Yeah,
for me to sit there and watch black bars the whole time on the sides, it had to be a good movie. And so the Snyder cut
the
was,
postcard.
yeah, the Snyder cut was excellent. So, yeah, we both give the Millennium Falcon to the
That's
Suicide
right.
Squad. It's worth it. Go see it. Go
Num
watch
num
it at HBO Max if you want. Yeah, yeah.
num num.
No. That it was just
Friends.
well done. Kind of like, honestly, I would say like watching a graphic novel. Because
Yeah,
graphic novels tend to be a little more adultish. It's definitely adultish on If you're a Tarantino fan, you got your
love the
splatter and
effects.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it just well done all the way around. And a lot of faces you'll recognize. There's no doubt some, especially in Disney, Marvel, Star Wars universe, there's some faces you'll see that have been from other movies. So, and I can only imagine that's how it. I don't even know who it was. Warner Brothers. That's right. It was a WB. So
yeah,
no real tie in there, but except for the like faces. So. But good stuff, the Suicide Squad. So I wonder where that's going to go from there. But and they didn't really leave it anywhere, but it could go anywhere. When they
I guess after the credits, unlike what I'm used to,
oh,
I guess
that's
they
right.
actually did it. I got to watch the rest of it because I guess Peacemaker was back in it, and I'm gonna have to watch I'll have to watch the end. I didn't see the after credits. I'm not used to that from DC. So
right, I forgot they did do an ending thing on that. So.
But John Cena was hilarious in that.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of just well done, just well done.
Yeah.
The story really worked. The whole insect bug thing in the first one, it just wasn't. It's like big mosquito infestation or whatever. But so yeah, no, it was a much better movie all the way around.
Yep.
When you got good writers, it just shows, and that movie was well written. So and well done, by whoever directed it. So. I don't know that much about it to know the name and stuff, so I have to look into it. But good stuff there for sure. So, the Suicide Squad, highly recommended by us. I did see a documentary that I mentioned to you about that I wanted to throw out there. A lot of geeks like documentaries, and we do too. I love them all. I love documentaries about how Star Wars started, but I love the true story ones too, the crime and stuff, and that's exactly what this one is. It's called Dr. Death. It's available on Peacock. They do have a actor one, which is like Alec Baldwin, Christian Slater, and some other names, and that's good. We started watching that first, and then after a couple episodes, we realized the next night, right next to it is Dr. Death, the Undoctored Story, which is the actual documentary, real people, real stories, real names, all that. So we watched that, and we're going to go back and watch the rest of the other, because the other is good. I love Christian Slater and others. So, the documentary is definitely worth watching. The story is incredible. It's all real recent. And I think it started in 2012, and it was all over by 2017, 2018. And this basically, just to give you in a nutshell, this doctor is a neurosurgeon, and he performed surgery on about 38 different people, and 32 or 33 of them all were severely maimed, quadriplegics, or death. It was brutal how this all happened and how the system really failed these poor souls that went to this guy. So they finally, you'll see, he finally got him to stop practicing medicine, if you will, got his license. But what they had to go through was ridiculous. My jaw was wide open. I'm never having surgery.
He was literally practicing medicine.
Yeah,
he had no idea what he was doing.
Oh man, horrible, absolutely horrible. I feel really sorry for all those people in the documentary. They're talking to the real people. One of the first guys he operated on was his childhood friend who kind of hurt his neck one time, and for years, I got some pain. He goes numb for a little bit, no big deal. I can fix it. He turned his best friend that he knew since the grade school into a quadriplegic. I mean, and the technical term, which I didn't know this, they said was decapitation. To me, decapitation is when your head's cut off.
Yeah.
But it's when his neck was broken, severed, to where nothing below it can work. So his head was still alive. He lived for a number of years. They showed at the end of the documentary the couple of ones that had passed on, but they were in the documentary, so they actually were part of it before they passed stuff. But it's like, this best friend now the guy hates the guy because of what he did, because he's a flat out liar, So crazy, but really good. Really worth watching.
There's a special place for him.
Yeah, no doubt. It'll be hot to sit down. Hot to sit down. So, absolutely. So, let's see. I think that's all the topics I had for this show. We're not going to lock ourselves into trying to do weekly. We're just going to do it more topically when there's things to talk about. It could be weekly. It could be other weeks we won't, because we know some of us are going to be heading to Dragon Cons at Lexington is it Lexicon or?
Yeah, it's it used to be called Lexington or Lexicon. Now it's called Lexington Comic Con. Same place. And then you got Cincinnati Comic Con. or Comic Expo. So yeah, they're just trying to make up. They used to have them spaced out, but because of COVID and everything else, they're just trying to cram all the cons in because, like it or not, it's a revenue maker.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for the city it's in. People come down. Some people stay at hotels, whatever. Then they go out to eat and everything else. So it's commerce, and then of course the artists come in, and of course they're doing the same thing. They're staying at hotels, they're eating, all that stuff. So, but like I said, I mean, for Atlanta, we've already faced the fact we're gonna have to go with masks. That's what the Atlanta mayor wants. So we'll play that. Okay. And what's funny is that it's a custom event. Yeah. So for my mountain to wear balaclava, so all you see is this anyway. Well, this is gray and black, like I'm dead. I throw red contacts in. Wookiee, I'll have the head on.
Yeah.
Imperial officer, I already have a face mask that's got some rank bars on it already. What else for Merida? I don't know. Maybe I'll wear my Thanos mask. Who knows? I have a Thanos face mask. It's hilarious. I don't know. Like I said, we'll play. And what's funny is that of course, you remove the mask when you want to drink. Well, I'm just gonna drink a lot. I'm just gonna have it hanging off my ear and just drink it all the time.
Have a straws right there the whole time. So
yeah, I'm hydrating. That's a big rule. But I'm looking forward to see. It really is a family reunion. I tell anybody, if you want to know about it, just YouTube DragonCon. It is a family, not your blood, but you might as well be. It's a family reunion. You see people. I'm a little upset that they still got the restrictions. However, tomorrow I think they'll start to lift the restrictions from the EU coming into the States, because there's a lot of people from overseas that attend DragonCon, because it is internationally known.
So is it the states that are imposing those restrictions on the EU?
Yeah.
But none at the border. Interesting.
No, it's amazing, isn't it? Now, if you bring your costume through the southern border, well, you can get, just make your way up to Atlanta. You're golden.
Right.
Just I'm seeking asylum. To go to DragonCon. Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing.
Oh, one thing I wanted to comment on that I saw on your Facebook page was, I believe, people punking their hunter friends by showing up at night where their cameras are in night vision looking for animals, and they come up there in their Chewbacca and Ewok costumes. That was great.
It's funny you should say that, because a friend of mine he knows this other deputy who has a trail cam. He wants me to get Tarful on one night. And then when he's at work, I do the trail cam thing. And maybe I get another friend of mine maybe I get George to do his Wookiee. Okay. And we can just, without any of the stuff on, with no bells or anything, we'll just put the furry suits on and just kind of mess with him, his trail cam. We'll do the pose, that side pose, So, so maybe we'll do that.
Do the walk like in the 70s. I thought what an excellent idea, and I wish I would have thought of that. That was that cool of a picture. I mean, can you imagine going, especially, Chewbacca one thing, but if you don't wear anything and it doesn't look like Chewbacca, it's like Bigfoot is real.
Well, I don't know if you know or not, but it's true. When they were shooting Return of the Jedi in California, they had to have, when Peter wasn't shooting, when he was walking around in this costume, they would have guys with orange vests next to him, so the hunters didn't, think he was actually a creature and shoot him.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that, but that does make sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, they had to make sure that of course it was titled different things, and they weren't supposed to have a lot of spectators anyway. But yeah, they had to make sure that nobody's going to shoot Peter as he walked around.
Oh yeah, plus he's very visible at 7 foot, 4 or whatever.
No, he's 7'2".
7'2". Okay, so yeah, crazy. So. Alrighty, well, I think that's all I'll do it for this time. We'll try to maybe do one before you go to DragonCon, but if not, then it'll be about DragonCon either live or when you get back, in between that and.
We'll shoot for live and see what we get as far as how technical things go.
Yeah,
hopefully we get some more people that actually write comments and participate. So I'll share this program on I think I should be able to share it on my page too, right? So
yeah. It'll be on the Facebook and the YouTube theme or page, and those are open to the public, shareable for anybody. No restrictions on the Fletch Entertainment Network. You know. We welcome any and all. So we'll get the word out there. So. And then,
Yeah,
of course,
and like I said, hopefully, what we talked about, hopefully, I'll do a test fit for my Mandalorian here soon. So, and I'll put some pictures up for that too. So,
cool. Alrighty, so if you got questions about any of this stuff, then definitely shoot them to us. You can just, even if you're not watching this live, it's on demand. You can do them in the comments, and we'll get the messages when and we can get questions answered. We can even write back to you right away, text you guys in the comments, and then therefore maybe talk about something you want to hear about next time. Wealth of information in this the grand spectrum of everything that is geek stuff that we like. So. There's a last time we touched on the TV show Resident Alien, and it's coming back for a second season. And what a great finale that was! That was awesome. So we'll speak to you guys next time. It's Geek Speak, and we look forward to hearing from you. And hopefully the next episode, if not before, will be definitely during some live cut-ins from Dragon Con in Atlanta with Marcus himself and his entourage. Extended family down there having a good time. So
no crap.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. So, see you later.